Hey, COS 133, Greece Olympia students, it's Professor Burke this morning, and I'm here to show you a fantastic example of a goals project a student just did uh, in February for my other classes, and so I wanted to show it to you to give you an example of what I'm looking for. This project got an A. So this will give you a good idea of what to do. So you go out on our course shell and you open up the template, and I would do like a save as, and then start doing your project in this template. It's probably the best way to do it so you don't miss anything. The first page of the project is a listing of all the steps of the project and directions. I know it can be challenging, but I really encourage you to read the directions as thoroughly as possible, okay? The first section is researching who you are. We give you a number of links, especially in the chapter. You actually have to read chapter 2. And in the second little module, submodule of chapter 2, there's a chart that has a bunch of assessments that you can take. So career coach, I'd really love you to do career coach because we're going to be using it in a module down the road a little bit. But the 16 personality assessment, career coach, I seek, values assessment, I want you to pick at least 2 and take those assessments and then talk about yourself. This student talked about being raised by a single mom and the values that her mom instilled in her. She specifically mentions the 16 personality assessment, okay, and that she came out to be an advocate personality. And what does that mean? What did it say? Does she agree with that? Does she find anything that she can relate to? Okay. She also did the career coach assessment, and that one came up with that she should go into health science, law, public safety, corrections, security, which also included counseling and therapeutic services. So she felt like that fit her. So look at this. This is her answer to the first question. Really thorough. I loved it. The next one is researching tips on the internet. So you got to get out there and you got to research tips on how to set effective goals from the internet and just cite them. 5. I need 5. So this student did a combination of articles that she found and videos that she found on YouTube, and she sent me the links to them, which is great. And then talked about each one and how much she learned from them and what she learned about them. So 5 tips from the internet. They could be videos, they could be articles, they could be lists, and what you thought of those tips would get you an A. Section 3 is goal setting. So setting effective goals. So you need to set 1 long-term goal, 2 midterm goals, and 3 short-term goals. So just as an example, a long-term goal might be that you want to earn your associate's degree by the time you graduate from high school, which is 3.5 years from now. That's a good idea on a long-term goal. Long-term goals can be anywhere from a year to 5 years, okay? Midterm goals are usually like the next 6 months to a year. Short-term goals are within the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, okay? So example, I want to have my associate's degree by the time I graduate from high school. Midterm goal might be I want to finish COS 133 this semester with at least a B. Now, sometimes students say, oh, I want to pass all my classes. Well, passing classes is a D, and in college you really need to be shooting for at least a C. So I will not give a lot of credit for a student who says I want to pass all my classes. I want you to dig deeper. I want you to make it specific and measurable, and definitely more specific. So maybe saying I want to get at least a B, a 3.0 in COS this semester would be a good midterm goal. And then short-term goal might be I want to finish the goals project by Friday. So giving yourself, some deadlines this week to help you reach that midterm goal of getting at least a B in this class, which then moves into the long-term goal of finishing your associate's degree by the time you graduate from high school. Because if you don't start on your assignments for this week, you may never reach that long-term goal of getting your associate's degree. So seeing that connection. This student did a really good job. Her long-term goal is getting her doctoral degree by 2029. With at least a 3.0. So then this semester, she hopes to get a 3.0 overall. Again, that midterm goal is helping her to reach her long-term goal. And then she went on to talk about short-term goals and really got specific. Said this week, I'm planning to work on my schoolwork. She listed the times during the day. That's like fantastic. That's going to hold herself accountable. So if Thursday and Friday comes around and it's 10 o'clock and she hasn't really done anything, 10:30, I mean, if she hasn't started, she could say, oh, I really kind of, I told myself I'm going to do this. Let me see if I can do it. And so the other thing is reaching out to professors this week if she doesn't understand an assignment. And you guys can do this. You can contact me if you don't understand something about an assignment to help clarify it. So that was a good example of goal setting and making them really specific. Section 4 is preparing for obstacles and listing your supports. So she lists some things, some obstacles for hers, like her cell phone and hanging out with friends, and maybe she needs to kind of create time to do her schoolwork and then play on her cell phone. Her family's noise when she's trying to study. I don't know if any of you have that issue. I know I do in my household. But trying to find a part of the house that you can work and have it be quiet. Using headphones might be helpful. So she talked about that. Her animals, she's got 5 rats and 1 family dog. So she's asking her friends and her boyfriend and other people to help her with her animals because they while she loves them and they're a great support to her, they also could be a distraction. Some support she has, her mom, her MCC professors and coaches, her boyfriend. So how are you going to use your supports to be successful this semester? And then the last part is a reflection, at least 150 words about what did you learn from doing this project? What are your top 3 values? What did you learn from doing researching the internet on tips for goal setting? And how are you prepared to take action on your goals? So this student wrote a very good article, very good summary of what she learned from this project. I was just really, really thoroughly impressed with this with this assignment. So get started. Break it up into chunks. Read the directions. Do the best that you possibly can, and most of all, reach out to your professor, me, or reach out to your teachers too, and ask questions. Part of being a good college student is knowing when to ask for help and not being shy or embarrassed to ask for help. Like, hey, I don't understand this. And a lot of times when students ask those questions, I can see where they're confused. Maybe we didn't write it as clear. Maybe there's a couple of different ways to look at some stuff. So don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Okay? So make it a short-term goal this week. Get the goals project done and do it thoroughly. As always, you could contact me if you need anything, if you have any questions. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to reading your goals project. Take care, guys.